all coming up on me.
That's all right, that's fine.
Is that okay?
It's good. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah?
It's good, you want to shake it up a little bit, otherwise...
I did it with a different hand as well today.
You did it without a pen.
I did that, never done that before.
Going so off-piste.
Okay. Coming up, what does a pitch consultant actually do? Hello and welcome to IDCOM's Media Snack, episode 86. So today we're going to be back talking about media pitches because at the beginning of the summer things start to hot up all over again.
Yeah, and you're about to deliver a trade presentation, lifting the lid on what media consultants do during pitches.
Yeah, indeed. And we'll use that and lead on to some suggestions of actually how to brief consultants if you're thinking about running a media pitch. And finally today, stay tuned because we're going to reveal details of the Media Snack 100th episode and a special party coming up in London. All on Media Snack in just the time it takes to eat a sandwich. Okay, so it's the summer, which we know is interestingly busy time for media pitches for a couple of reasons. The first is that we see sometimes advertisers dropping pitch briefs at the beginning of the summer, allowing the agencies the pleasure of working on them all the way through the summer, and then they'll say, we'll see you first week of September for the first kind of kick-off meeting. So that's keeps agencies busy.
That's right. And for those pitches that have already launched in Q2, this is normally the time when the big presentations take place and the big kind of decision making. So quite a busy time for agencies, basically.
Yeah, because they're often doing a bit of a world tour of regional headquarters. Yeah. So yeah, typically a very busy summer for agencies, or this period is busy for agencies working on pitches.
And on the back of that, you're presenting to the IAA, aren't you?
Yeah. So the International Advertising Association, which you might be familiar with, in the UK have this great committee called Professional Development, which is all about bringing great young talent into the industry. And I've been asked to present and also moderate a panel which is called Behind the Curtain, and it's all about pitches. And what's interesting, I think, about this is that we've got an advertiser. So we've got Nikki Owen from Credit Suisse. We've got the agency, a guy called John Doré from OMD, and myself representing then the consultant perspective. And we're each going to present a little bit about how that kind of process works. It's going to be Nikki, then me, then John from the agency perspective. And then we'll have a bit of a Q&A at the end. And the idea is just to give people a bit of insight into how these things work. Pitches are a little bit mysterious.
That's right. So I get it from a client perspective, why they may want to go to pitch. From an agency perspective, how they respond when they receive a pitch. What have you been asked to talk about?
Well, it's really just to kind of lift the lid a little bit. I think there's a little bit of mystery as to how advisors and consultants are engaged by advertisers, and also the role that companies like us play in those processes, because we are visible to the agency, but only at certain times. And we tend to work very, very closely, of course, with the advertiser as a kind of trusted advisor. And so, I think there's interest just to understand actually, what we're engaged to do and the role that we play, and some may even question the value that we might add to a process as well. So I've got 10-15 minutes to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, but it's an interesting distinction. You've been asked to contribute to that discussion because we're a strategic consultancy, right? So as opposed to perhaps one of the auditing firms that are invited into pitch processes just to conduct the investment exercise part of it. Yeah. So kind of our role is about providing a kind of I suppose a strategic filter, strategic ambition to the review, right? Yeah. And maintaining a sense of integrity throughout it. I think those are kind of the really important things. At the beginning and at the end of the process. At the beginning of the process, trying to be very clear with the client what the objectives are of that particular review. Yeah. The role that review will have in improving that client's kind of media management capabilities moving forward. Yeah. And then defining how you how you stress test the agencies to deliver against those requirements.
Yeah, because for us, all pitches tend to be part of some form of change management. They are a change management process, essentially. They don't always result in change, but they should result in improvement. across the board. And also we find that pitches tend to be an opportunity for the advertiser to kind of rethink their way of working, to maybe improve some of their standards as well. So you're guiding a lot of multiple stakeholders across often different businesses through quite a complex process, which is typically worth many millions, sometimes hundreds, sometimes billions of dollars.
Through a process that often many of them haven't gone through before.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So we're the Sherpa, if you like, and the guides. We help them kind of understand the direction they need to go in. Their change processes. One of the things that we really encourage for the advertisers that we work with is to brief us well. Yeah. So we encourage them to set a clear brief to the agencies that are pitching, but we demand really clear briefings, right? So because every pitch is different, and every pitch we design, and I'm sure others do, like from the ground up. It's a bespoke process, and it has to be engineered around the particular expectations and deliverables of the client, right, of the advertiser.
And that's where I think we can add the greatest value at the very beginning of the process. I mean, often advertisers have kind of broad ambitions for a review. Whether it's a statutory review, whether it's a perspective, broader to the industry, see what else is out there. Yeah. Our job is to make those deliverables specific, to truly identify what the objectives are of that particular review, and then design an architecture and a process that is going to deliver against those kind of objectives. Exactly.
So if you're thinking of briefing a consultant or an advisor, intermediary, whatever you call them, to help you manage a pitch, I think we think there are kind of 4 areas really that we will encourage you to brief us on, which is, or anybody else, having clear objectives, clear outcomes, understanding really who the stakeholders are on your side. So who's going to be involved and who are going to be the decision makers. What timings do you know right now? Because often, within your business, you've got foresight of what's going to happen. That's right. And you'll know some key milestones, some big board decisions, or some contracts that are expiring, something like that. Yeah. And the fourth and really helpful thing is, what are going to be the barriers to this? Because there's always some form of resistance somewhere in the organisation, or something that we need to account for.
Yeah, and if we've got visibility on that, or if your third-party consultant has got visibility on that, they're able to navigate the process far better and design a process that enables the agencies to provide the very best work, and clients at the end of the process to be able to identify what is the right partner for them based on their particular requirements.
Yeah, indeed. Good, so if you are interested in joining Behind the Curtain and you're under 30, feel free, we'll leave a link, you can subscribe, come along for free, and hopefully we'll see you. It's on the 25th of July. Okay, it's time for question of the day, and the question is, who in a pitch works the hardest?
Is it the client, the agency, or the consultant?
Use the poll up on the top corner, and if you've got additional comments that you want to leave, stick them down below. Thanks very much. Okay, so before we go, we promised we would share with you details of our forthcoming 100th episode.
Big milestone.
So we're going to have a big Media Snack 100 party, and we're going to invite 100 people, a combination of people that have been on the show, that we've referenced in during the course of the show.
We're going to host it in our new offices.
We are indeed. So if you feel that you should be there and be one of the Media Snack 100, please get in touch with us, and we look forward to seeing you after the summer. That's all for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.
Have a good weekend. I gave it a curious look then.
Right,
again. All right.
Okay. I like that. I like that.